Hello, hello, hello. It is the Diva, aka the Delaware blogger, coming to you live with episode 91 of Podcasting Your Purpose. That's right, episode 91. And today's topic, hmm, how long should it be? Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm not talking about what you be thinking I'm talking about. I'm talking about the length of a podcast. That's right. Actually, I was going to entitle this Hit It and Quit It. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's even worse. But yes, the length of your podcast, that becomes one of the major questions when you're first starting a podcast. But before we get into that topic, how was your weekend? Did you have a wonderful time? You know, I celebrated my 30th wedding anniversary last Tuesday, the 11th of August. So my sister and her friend, her girlfriend, actually fixed us dinner, a seafood extravaganza, as she put it. It was wonderful. We were wined and dined, and it was a wonderful evening. So thank you very much for that. Relaxed yesterday on a Sunday. It was a dreary Sunday. Oh, my son put together my chair. I got a new office chair. And if you are following me along, which you should, on my Facebook page or my Instagram page, Dell Blogger, then you will see the chair. And I'm going to do a review of it. So far, so good. I love it much better than that other chair that I had over there because sitting here in my home office, 5, 6 hours a day, my back really needed more support than what that other chair could provide. So I'm happy about this. The price was right and it's good. So let's get into today's topic when it comes to the length of a podcast. How long should it be? Now, you've decided on your podcast. So remember, this is a personal decision. You've chosen your title, you've chosen your topic, and you've chosen your description. And these are all based on your target market audience. Who are you going after? If you're going after an audience that may have the attention span that less of a goldfish, which is like most of us, then you're going to want to create shorter podcast episodes. However, if you know that your content, your title, your description is going to be something that's going to keep your listeners engaged, remember, they're popping these earbuds into their ears or putting those headphones on their head and they're sitting back to listen to you. If you know that they are going to listen to a 30, a 45, or even a 90-minute podcast, go for it because only you know what's best. Personally, 15, 20 minutes, I'm done. That's what I do here. That's what I do on Blog Your Way to a Business Profit. And that's what I also do on the Delaware Blogger podcast on Anchor FM. So before you hit that record button and you're following along with me, I've talked about writing show notes. We talked about that the other day. So make sure that you've subscribed to this channel so that you don't miss any of the topics. And I'm actually working on my ebooks. And the first one, I'm almost finished. I started it this week. Well, I didn't start it this weekend, but I was cleaning it up this weekend. Volume 1, obviously, is starting a podcast. So there's some great tips on starting a podcast, which is a supplement or a complement to my Podcasting Your Purpose workbook, which is available on Amazon for $15.99. Or if you send an email to me at info@ablakeenterprises.com, which is also in the show notes, you can order a copy, $15.99, free shipping. If you go through Amazon, it's shipping, but $15.99 is available on Amazon if you're interested. And anyone that's already purchased the book and is using the workbook, because I know quite a few of you have, please leave a review. I'd appreciate it. Okay. So again, depending on your topic, your audience, and your niche, it'll determine the length of your podcast. Now, remember back in the day when podcasting wasn't as popular as it is now, people listened to podcasts during their normal commute to work. That has changed. 2020 has changed everything. That normal commute, which was about 25 to 32, 38 minutes, which was considered the sweet spot. And again, if you lived in DC or New York, or even commuted from Delaware to Pennsylvania, that 35 minutes was nothing. That was half the commute. But that was the sweet spot for anyone that's riding on the train, the plane, or automobile, whatever the case may be. That was the sweet spot so that they could listen, hit it, and quit it. They could listen to that. They could listen to another. They could do something else. But now the longest commute we have is what? Some people go from their bedroom to the living room, or from the bedroom downstairs to their home office, whatever the case may be. Those commutes have really, really gotten a lot shorter. However, people are learning to binge, like Netflix. What is it? Netflix and chill became a popular phrase with the COVID-19 pandemic, because people were literally sit down, grab their favorite beverage or coffee or tea or whatever their snack was, and they would find a station or a movie or whatever case was on Netflix, and they would watch the whole season. I don't know. I never did that. Oh yeah, we did do that. Lost in Space. We did watch Lost in Space, the whole episode, a whole binge thing. But anywho, people are now also binging on podcasts. But that still doesn't mean you have to make it a long podcast. You can take a long podcast episode and break it up into a series. That's a great thing as well. So, 30 minutes I think is a sweet spot for you. It may be 15 minutes. For others, it may be 5 minutes. Again, you have to do you, boo boo. You know your audience. But remember, if you can say it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, why stretch it out 20, 30, 40 minutes? Just like in blogging, if you can say it in 200 words, why use 2,000 words? You know your audience. You know their tolerance. You know if they're going to listen to you, and how? Based on the number of listeners and downloads from each episode. So if you're finding that your shorter episodes, you get more listeners, then go with the shorter ones. If your longer episodes, you're finding more downloads, more listeners, then go with the longer episodes. Just make sure that whatever it is that you're covering, you get everything that you want to cover, and then throw in, some sponsorships, some commercials, some, transitional sounds. We talked about that when you have Anchor FM. They have some great sounds. And I want to come back again and start talking about music when you're adding music to your podcast, because a new podcaster, fellow friend, Beverly Powers. Congratulations, Beverly, on launching your first episode on Anchor FM. I'm so proud of you. I remember you attending my blogging classes. So you doing the darn thing. She's also an author. So check out Beverly Powers. I will leave the link to her podcast in the show notes as well. But she kicked off her podcast last week, and she put in a song. So I wanted to make sure that either she had rights to the song, or she had disclosed it and they knew that the song was being used, or whatever the case may be. Because again, you don't want to use someone's copywritten material in your podcast, because it can become a legal action against you, a cease and desist. You don't want to really get through that. But again, think about the music that you want to add to your podcast, transitional music as well. And Anchor has some great stuff for you on their platform. So remember, if it's short and sweet, hit it and quit it. If it's long, but it's educational, inspirational, even entertaining, people will listen to it. You know your topic, you know your audience. So you're going to create your podcast based on that. So speaking of podcasts, I know you may not even be ready to start your own podcast, but when you are, I need for you to send an email to me. Let me give you my email address right there. info@ablakeenterprises.com. So you can sign up for either the 30-minute discovery call, or just go ahead and invest that $97 into that 90-minute mini coaching session. And that's a great, great investment for you. Let me tell you, not only do you get 3 30-minute Zoom calls, which we can break up, we can, I'll give you assignments. I'm going to give you things to do, but those Zoom calls are recorded so that you have them for your reference. You'll get checklists, you'll get printables. You will also get the Podcasting Your Purpose workbook, that $15.99 workbook that you can get on Amazon. You're going to get that as part of the package. And again, there are so many tips in here on not only what is a podcast, but why you want to start a podcast, the power of podcasting, scheduling your podcast, planning your podcast, because you know what I say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So make sure that you're going to do some brainstorming with your topics. You're also going to determine the length of your podcast based on not only what I said here today, but based on your topic and or your niche. What else do you get for the $97 investment? You will get guest release forms. If you're going to have guests, make sure that's another legalese that you want to concern yourself with, getting your guests to sign off on the promotion of the podcast once it has been recorded. Because a lot of times people will back out. They will have an interview with you and then tell you they don't want it published. And then it's like, what do you do? Well, if you've gotten that release form that states that you have the right to release it, then there's nothing they can say or do. You're also going to get membership into the Podcasting Your Purpose Facebook group, which I offer tips and hints, and I love sharing other podcasts over there. So if you're a fellow podcaster and you want to join the Podcasting Your Purpose Facebook page, please go over there, request an invite so we can get you in, because podcasting is powerful. Podcasting is still in its infancy, which is the great thing about it. It's been around for a minute, but there are only about 1 million podcast shows out there on a lot of the major platforms, including Spotify and Apple. And that may sound like a lot, but it's not when you consider that there are over 600 million blogs out there, and they're creating new blogs each and every day. So it's never too late for you to start a podcast. A podcast is powerful. It can help you make your speaking, and your interviewing skills a little bit better. And that may lead to something after the COVID-19. You may be invited to speak or present in front of others because people have been listening to your voice. They hear how you speak. They understand that you're a subject matter expert and you command an audience. So this podcast can lead to other things as well. It is also building onto your brand. You're expanding your exposure. People are seeing you and hearing you. I have people tell me all the time, oh my God, Antionette, you are all over the place. I see you on Facebook. I see you on Twitter. I see your podcast. I see your YouTube videos. Because again, it's building onto my brand. I'm broadening my brand and expanding my exposure online. And you can do the same. So in addition to that, what I talked about for the mini coaching session, you get 30 days of unlimited email and text messages to me. So if you have questions you want to ask later, feel free to do so. Again, podcasting is powerful. It increases and broadens your brand. It gives you more visibility when it comes to search engine optimization. Remember, more content you have online, the more likely you're going to be found. So if you're ready to sign up, don't forget, Podcasting Your Purpose workbook is available for only $15.99 free shipping if you order it from me. And if you want to do the book bundle with the basic blogging tips, it's $26. I teach blogging as an adjunct at Dell Tech, but right now with the COVID-19 and the classes being canceled, I am also doing this online. So sign up, info@ablakeenterprises.com to get your comp when you're ready. I mean, I'm not pushing you. When you are ready, because only you know when you're ready to start a podcast. So when you're ready, you give me an email, send me an email for that 30-minute discovery call, or just go ahead and let's get started with the 90-minute mini coaching session. Check out my podcast on Wednesdays. Right now, we're at the end. I just completed season number 1. So I'm going to take a break for a couple of weeks and come back in September. But I'm going to be promoting my previous episodes on Blog Your Way to a Business Profit. If you're looking to learn how to start a blog, you have a blog, you want a second set of eyes, you need some tips, that is a great podcast for you. So check that out at tinyurl/blog2profit. The number 2, you see it right there. And then every Saturday at 10 a.m., I have a new episode of Podcasting Pointers for you. That's on Anchor FM. So the Anchor FM ID, Delaware Blogger, is right there. If you want to find and follow me on all my social media platforms, so you can see my reviews for chairs and other food. I'm a foodie. I'm always posting food on my Instagram page as well. So check it out. Use the Linktree ID, Del Blogger. You can find and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. You can find me here on YouTube, of course, because you've already subscribed to this channel. And don't forget, thumbs up this video and share it with your circle of family and friends. You can find my blog, my podcast, and soon, again, I'm going to be offering the printable, the ebooks. I'm creating the ebooks, starting a podcast, and soon there's going to be a podcasting knowledge academy. I'm working with Elite Conversations, podcast media on that. So you'll be able to take webinars as well. If you're not a part of the Elite Conversations community, then you'll be able to come in as a guest. There will be a small cost associated with that, but you're going to get a lot of great information each and every week. So again, podcasting is great for personal branding. It helps you with your speaking and your interview skills. It helps you grow your knowledge. Even if you don't want to be a podcaster, if you want to learn something, find a podcaster that's doing it. For example, here, if you want to learn more about podcasting pointers, then you'll subscribe to the Delaware Blogger podcast on Anchor FM. If you're looking to learn more about blogging, then you will subscribe to the Blog Your Way to a Business Profit podcast. Again, there's great ways in which you can learn. You're just going to be popping these earbuds into your ears, sitting back, chillaxing, relaxing on the back 40. We still got a couple of more weeks until fall. And even when the kids are home, whether they're going to be going back to school or working remotely from school, they could be doing their thing. You could be doing your thing. Again, podcasts can help you stand out. So when you're ready, send that email. Again, info@ablakeenterprises.com to get that 30-minute complimentary discovery call, so we can talk about your topic, your description, your intro, your outro, your guests. We talk about guest release. We talk about scheduling. We talk about sponsorship, because a lot of people want to monetize their podcast or monetize their blog. We talk about that as well. And so until the next time, stay smart, stay safe, and stay social, but still from a distance. Follow guidelines from the CDC. Mask up if you go out. And I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow's topic is going to be listen to your own voice. But today's topic was, how long should it be? Until the next time, stay smart, stay safe, stay social from a distance, because I will see you in cyberspace. See ya. It's the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger. Have a beautifully blessed Monday. Bye-bye.